name's Aaron Myers, and I'm a language coach dedicated to helping others learn languages better. You can find out more about me, about my coaching, or about my work in Turkey at my website, the Turkish Listening Library. But this series of videos is not about learning Turkish. It's about helping you be more effective, more efficient, and have a lot more fun learning a second language. I do this by offering a language learning tip. Today's language learning tip: watch movies. A lot of people talk about the importance of watching movies, listening to radio and such for language learning, and it's true. These are very important. But I think I want to add a few things to that to make sure and give you the ability to take a little bit more control of the input you're receiving. I want to talk about movies in two real different ways. The first is kind of how we can use them to use them as the most effective learning tool for getting comprehensible input. The second way is how we can use movies to expand and explore different arenas of vocabulary and culture. The first one I want to talk about, though, is just how to go about making movie watching an effective and efficient part of your language learning journey. Just choosing any old movie probably isn't the best way. I'd say the first thing you want to do is find movies that you've really enjoyed. Now, I'm a father, and so for me, one of the first movies I began to watch in Turkish was the cartoon Cars. It's a Pixar film. I had it basically memorized in English. This did a whole lot to give me a ton of background knowledge as I watched it in Turkish, so that even the very first time I watched it in Turkish, I felt like I was catching a lot of what was being said, because I was anticipating what was going to be said. So I think the first thing you want to think about is what kind of movies you want to choose. Chick flicks probably are much heavier in dialogue, slower in presentation, and pretty predictable. The action film genre, maybe not the best choice to begin with, because they aren't relying on dialogue to drive the film. So I want to say start with cartoons, start with chick flicks, things that you've seen before in English. And I think that's a real key. Watch the movie first in English. This will allow you to have the background knowledge in order to really access the language so it's more effective. Secondly, you want to watch it more than once. When I watch a movie the first time through, I will take notes. I'll write down words, expressions that I don't understand or that seem to be like key things that I'm missing. And then I'll go back after I've watched the movie and look those things up, and then I'll sit down and watch the movie again the next day or a couple days later with my notes in front of me. I may watch it a third and a fourth time. By doing this, you're creating more and more control for yourself, more and more anticipation for what's happening, more and more background knowledge, so that the messages you're hearing are more and more comprehensible, which is going to promote acquisition and learning that's going to stick. Now, another thing you can do with movies is to watch chunks of the movie. So, for example, if you want to watch a scene of someone entering a big group of people, the greetings that go on, and leave taking, you could watch just that section, certain speeches, certain interactions. Now, I tend to watch mostly foreign, English, American Hollywood films at this point. I'm starting to really throw in Turkish films because they are going to be much more authentic. At the beginning, though, I'm not as much concerned with authenticity of languages as I am just hearing and maximizing the amount of language that I'm hearing. So that's one of the arenas and the ways we want to approach movies. We want to approach it to give yourself as much background knowledge as possible, give yourself as much time to really absorb it and hear the things over and over again by watching it repeatedly. The second way I want to encourage you to watch movies is to think about what are the arenas in the language that you feel like I really need to explore this. So, for example, one arena that I think of is the medical field. So last month I saw the movie Sicko. It's a Michael Moore film. I'm not a huge fan of Michael Moore, but I thought this is going to be a film that's going to be chock full of medical terminology, insurance company terminology, all these things that I just don't ever hear. Yesterday, I bought the movie, Al Gore's movie, Inconvenient Truth. I think that's what it's called. But it's about global warming. Again, another arena. It's a big topic in the world today. I've got this movie now. I can watch it first in English, then I can watch it in Turkish. If I want to, I could watch it with subtitles. So another way to think about movies is to think about genre movies. If you want to learn more about law, choose movies that are about lawyers. If you want to learn more about business, choose some of those business movies that are set around the world of business. If you want to learn more about sports, choose movies that are around sports. I think you get the picture, but choosing movies that open up new avenues to learn about pockets of the culture and especially the language is a great way to use movies as well. So, those are a couple tips to help you think about how you can not just watch movies, but really maximize movie watching as a part of your language learning journey. Blessings to you on the language learning journey, and we'll see you next week.